Hey guys and gals, it's VinDilla98 for a special episode of Talking Time with Caffiene. The main topic is me. This might not be a good topic, but it's something I decided to do after last podcast. So get some things set up here. Because yeah, needs to be. Okay, a little echo there. Great. On. That's why the okay, pop chat. Finger capture. Chat. Yeah. All right. That solves that problem at least. Still a lot of stuff to do, but what you gonna do? Okay. Well, I guess a little history of me, obviously. I might have mentioned this before in my other videos or podcasts, but I used to be camera shy. And the reason that my camera on now is trying to do this OBS sharing with Google Hangout thing, and I can't really do full screen thing, and other laptop that's confusing. Anyways, my channel almost had a different what's the word? One almost had different direction a few times. Obviously, I first got the challenge to watch videos, so it was there. But then I was well, history thing, because I was camera shy, I always took the pictures or took the videos, because you can't be in the picture if you're behind the camera. I mean, occasionally I appeared in front of the camera just to get just for some fun and stuff, but usually I was the guy in charge. So I started doing videos for my friend's band. And originally my channel was going to be a, what you say, like behind the scenes thing, like I said. This is why I'm not that good. So wow, adjusting this is hard. Anyways, behind the scenes with my friend's band at the time, I think it was called the Jada Lights at that time. But the band performances were far and few in between, and that plan slowly fizzled out. Then comes 2009. At that time, I still went to church at that time, and I worked with the youth and the kids, children department and the youth department, teenagers. So I decided I think I was going to do a little biblical thing with puppets and stuff. At the time, I was with the puppet ministry at my church, and well, so I was going to do like the little puppet ministry on YouTube and present to the kids there. Kind of like a Christian YouTube channel, I guess. It's going to be. But in June and July of 2009, I had a falling out with my church, which prompted my second video and the beginning of the end of my camera shyness, where I was so angry and wanted to rant about what happened there. I promptly got over my camera shyness for the most part. I mean, I had slowly been weaning myself off of it bit by bit, but this was the cataclysm that got me over it. And after that, I started making videos on YouTube more actively. From 2009 to 2011, when I was over there, when I was living over in Inglewood, I made videos. I made some cookie videos, like my s'mores and chocolate milk video. You can check out. And this is why I like doing these solo, because I lose my train of thought a lot. But then again, I guess I'm getting interrupted most I do on new podcasts. But oh God. But anyways, I still didn't appreciate fully YouTube. I expect some random videos, and I slowly built an audience from 1 2 to about 10 in a few once. My rise to popularity was slow, if the list slow. I am not making, in my 10 years on YouTube here, I'm making very many strides and getting popular. But I had a goal then. I wanted popular time where I like watching the time where Let's Plays, mainly from the time my two favorite YouTubers were like PK Gam, Nintendo Capri Sun, and HC Bailey, others. And I also like this thing called abridging. I know all of them at the time, but my favorite at the time were the people that did Naruto abridged, which is now dead. Created by one of the characters who now does Goku in Team 4-Star, and a guy named Adam West Lapdog, who did a Zelda abridged series, which is also pretty much now dead. But so wasn't that until about 2010 when Let's Play series was canceled a little bit because somebody was doing a flagging thing there. So the channels I watched back then were gone down temporarily, so I had anything else to watch. Which was when I started watching a guy by the name of Mr. Repzion, who at the time, like me, was a Christian who was fallen out from his church. And he did a funny video. At the time was my first experience with video replying, which I thought was pretty cool. Which I thought was pretty nice at the time. I mean, now I guess it's overdone. People don't like it anymore, but I still liked it then, and I still like it now. He was first glimpse of him was he was making fun of a guy who was defending Justin Bieber at the time, and he did it so hilariously. So I started getting into I'll say comedy video replies, because it isn't really comedy, but I guess it was comedy, making fun of stupid people. And through him, I started watching other people who did the similar things. And my YouTube view was expanded more. And come 2011, enter 2011, where I finally started I made my abridged series and my bully special, and I hit 100 subscribers around then. So yeah, but I never wanted to stop doing things. I also, at that time, I made my first Let's Play series. Of course, not including my solitaire Let's Play, which was my very first Let's Play. But that was still in the trial phase. I worked with my friend Hauser321, who still does Let's Plays. We collaborated on a few. He did a lot more than me, because he's a lot better at this than I am. Because he can master what I haven't been able to master yet, and that's talking and playing. I guess that's a thing with my speaking ability is, or my stuttering speaking ability, that I have pauses between my words where I try to figure out what I'm saying. And, well, that's kind of bad for videos because that's dead air. I guess you're feeling with screens have done. God damn it! I guess you're feeling what's happening on screen, what you're not saying, but still, that's not a let's play. That's more of a playthrough. And as much, some people like playthroughs on their let's plays. I don't. If I wanted to watch, if I wanted to watch somebody, if I just want to watch this video game playing, I would play it myself. I watch let's plays or / walkthroughs for the commentary. I mean, I like the cutscenes too. They're fun, but I like the interaction with the person playing it. Either through a walkthrough, which tells me how to do certain things, or through a let's play, which I think is different, which the guy's just entertaining us while playing the game. So I did a few of those, like a few of them with M. Hauser, my Mario 3 Let's Play, and his Turtles 2 Let's Play. We co-opt each other. And then my own Let's Play, back in 2011, 2012, of Final Fantasy VII, back on the PS2, where I did a few of them post-commentary, and a few more of them live commentary, which I realized I think I prefer live commentary more than I do post-commentary. Even though, again, with my speaking skills, sometimes that was bad. But I just like the live reactions more than I do post. I guess post commentary are better for walkthroughs because you can see what you're doing and you can react with things, but still, so that's better for walkthroughs, but live commentary is better for let's plays because it's more real. So at the time, I didn't have internet. I moved back to my parents' house at the time to help out there with my mom, and we didn't have internet at my house at the time. My dad still had dial-up. He wouldn't upgrade, so I took my laptop for the next 2 years, 2013. I took my laptop to McDonald's to use their internet and the library, back and forth, to upload my videos and record videos, because you can't do it here because of commotion and stuff. Each place had the different problems and benefits. For uploading stuff, the library had much faster internet than McDonald's did. So there. However, the library also had massive blockage for everything. Everything was forbidden there, even Warcraft. At the time, I was playing a lot of World of Warcraft. So I do that over at McDonald's. And that brings us to the next part of the story. at the time, I was interested in a Warcraft podcast called But Wait, There's Lore. At first, it was an audio podcast. It's talked about the lore of Warcraft. And much like the gameplay, anything, story is something I really like of any game. It has to have a good story. So they talked about the history of Warcraft in story content, and they had different guests and different co-hosts on and off as the podcast continued. And I think in 2012 or 13, they went to a video format as opposed to their former audio format, which got me interested. At the time, they were having staffing problems, and they were looking for people to help them out with stuff, hosts and producers and stuff. So I volunteered my services as I could do, and they were going to hire me on as a producer, whereas I learned how to use, the time I know about OBS, I learned how to use XSplit broadcasting, and I learned some skills and stuff, how to record videos and stuff on XSplit, and I was going to be a video producer of one of their shows at the time. But then there was a great big falling out between the host, and that series was canceled, which left me nothing to do. But I had my skills I learned from when I used XSplit at the time producing. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to make my own podcast. I was talking with my friend at work at the time, Michael Mackey, and he decided to help me be my co-host because as in with my Let's Play series, as you can see here, I am not a very good solo talker for long periods of time. So I had him be my co-host, so we could back and forth. And we basically made 4 short videos back in 2013, the summer and fall, where we sat outside of McDonald's parking lot and recorded videos. It was like later uploaded. Time I knew about live streaming. Like I knew about live streaming, but my laptop wasn't capable of that ability. Well, really. Oh, and YouTube don't have. I'm not sure YouTube even had live streaming at that time. This was pre-Google Hangouts, and most of the live streaming happened on Twitch at the time. And since there wasn't really gaming related videos, I can't really upload live stream on Twitch back then. But I guess at the time Ustream did live streaming, but no one else did really. But all right. Anyways, I got try to get my next guest host at the time, which was Melissa, also known as the time was Kiriana's mama on YouTube. I see a different channel now, I forget. But we did some stuff. Then I tried to get her more co-host at the time, but stuff happened. She never replied, and then my dad passed away late 2013. So that kind of delayed the podcast for a bit. Meanwhile, also in 2013, I had done one episode co-op with a YouTuber named Lucky Jack 20, who was doing a Let's Play series of Kingdom Hearts 2. And I found him through a previous YouTuber I listened to earlier in this episode, Nintendo Capri Sun. Nintendo Capri Sun at the time had guest starred on one of his videos. So I asked if I could be in the video too, and he agreed. And I was in a video of the second visit of Pirates of the Caribbean world. It was only one episode event, but it got attention of another YouTuber. I think his name was Hyperscroll. Somehow went over his channel, and through him, that channel, I met somebody who's been a prominent appearance on these podcasts and some of my videos, Snick 1990. Two of us agreed to do a Let's Play over on his channel of Kingdom Hearts 1 on the PS2. Because at the time, either the PS3 version hadn't been released yet, or we hadn't got it yet. Well, we started doing the series. He recorded his video. I forget how he recorded at the time, but we recorded our audio on Audacity, and I had to send my audio clips over to him through Google Drive, and that happened on and off until again when my dad passed away, and family issues and stuff. I hadn't sent my audio clips to him for about 2 years, about 2015. Finally got a better laptop and by the time I got real internet at my house, and so I could start sending the clips more regularly to where I caught up and we finished that series. But meanwhile, back to the podcast. After 2014, after I decided to get my up and running again, but still my old computer and stuff and laptop, I had issues with Skype and stuff, and the video quality and audio quality back then wasn't the best. But I made some more videos. Season 1, met a new friend at the time, Think Paradox, Dr. McMahon, Glenn. He had different names, his YouTube channel changed a lot. And I did some videos over his channel. He did videos on my channel, the podcast. But ultimately, season 1 of the podcast was more of a trial phase. The season 2 happened, shortest season ever, only 4 episodes, where my guests really bounced around a lot. It wasn't really constant. I was still learning, and trying to keep a guest was impossible. Then came season 3 of the podcast, where for those episodes I had permanent guests. All the time. and they were Exabyte Spider, the two of them, two people that were Exabyte Spider, Gabe and Clayton, and Brett, who at the time was Eric the Goddamn Penguin, but now is, I think Paradox. No. Okay, I think I accused it earlier. Something else. I think I got accused him something else earlier. Oh boy. So season 3 of the podcast focused on more of science than entertainment, really. I mean, I'm still entertained, but right. Right. Okay, I'll be right back. Issues and stuff. See you in a bit. Back. Sorry about that. Got a little sick there. So I must have ate. But I guess that doesn't at the issues of why I have the people on my podcast. Let's get entertained while I'm gone. But at the time, SNCC 1990 had start having more of a role in my podcast. So I think I lost my train of thought there. Where I mentioned I viewed more Google Hangout than Skype at the time because Skype was proving problematic then, and some of my guests didn't have Skype, so we did it via Hangouts, where I learned more how that worked. You know, it's not sure how to share audio on screen share, which you can't really do as far as I'm aware. But you can't share screens. Anyways, season 3 ended about 2000 in 2015. 2016 came along, and my strike happened via my top 10 federal rock video, and I was down for 6 months. And I recorded some videos on my personal channel, including an interview of a former creationist and upload it over here on this channel in pieces. But through that 6 months, X-Bite Spider and Think Paradox, aka God Eating Penguin, we drifted apart. So it was just me and Snick. And me and him tried to do a by ourselves at the time, reviewing Star Wars Episode 7. And I don't know if it was because his dog was attacking him at the time or my talking skills, but just the two of us at the time that got very well. So I was waiting until I get some more co-hosts. Then in the fall of 2016, through his series of Let's Plays of mainly Kingdom Hearts 2 at the time, we brought on MarioTube 101 and What's Up 279, also known as X6 Brestia. I'm probably pronouncing his name wrong, but that's my thing. Also known as Adam and Brandon. They came on season 4, and the podcast took on a whole new discussion and stuff. I mean, still had problems. Of course, then another problem occurred with the podcast with interrupting each other, mostly through Skype, where audio issues were still a problem and dropping calls. Google Hangouts is better at that. But then around the time, it seemed like Google Hangouts was going away, so we had to go over to Skype. Problem both is kicking people, they can keep coming back, Hangouts or Skype. If the guest is update is welcome, you can try to kick them, but if they have the link, they can come back. I'm sure there's a way to block them. I had that problem in season 3 of the podcast where I think his name was King James. I think we tried to kick him, but kept coming back. Hangouts was an issue, but that's a different story. Season 4, again, I had, like season 3, I had permanent co-hosts, so it was thing. But I also had the issue that my computer still sucked. So MarioTube at the time agreed to be my technical producer to help alleviate some of the stress I was having, because I was getting stressed a lot lately trying to set up the podcast every day. I had the same problem in season 3, trying to get it just going every day, and kept getting pressure from my co-host at the time to get started. We all had life to live and stuff. But him, some of that pressure was relieved because he was doing it. And I think he felt sometimes I think he felt some of the stress I was feeling at the time trying to get this started. So I thank him for that. Anyways, but my goal, my dream after doing a video reply thing, watching videos replying to him from back in 2010 was still a thing. I still want to do that. But with my talking skills, also my procrastination, I never did that. Plus, my video editing skills was there too. I didn't know if I should do a video reply that was more of a scripted thing or a live reaction thing. And scripted, yeah, still gonna have anytime soon, or trying to, but writing scripts for videos is a time-consuming process that, with my laziness and procrastination, is a very slow thing. Like back in April of my 10th anniversary of my first video, I was going to do my 1,000 video subscriber special, or my 10-year anniversary special. I forget what happened first, or both at the same time. Where I was going to do a video for a playlist of a series I had liked. Oh God, I had liked back in 2015 called that a YouTuber video named King Trucker Duck did called "Teaching Kent Holvin," where you make a video teaching Kent Holvin how wrong he is. I could do one on humans, teaching Kent Holvin about humans, but with trying to figure out different classes of humans and the evolution history, it was. I mean, I had some help with at the time X-Bite Spider and Guardian Penguin helped me do research and stuff, but that fell out too. Like that fell out. So that was kind of put on hold. Again, I tried to do that earlier this year, but like I said, procrastination. But my dream of, like I said, of doing a video reply series, watching videos in the podcast, was still there. Plus, another podcast I watched, even though I don't watch it much anymore because I'm at work at nighttime now, more than I was then, were a group of a few YouTubers known as the Drunken Peasants. You might have heard of them. And well, they seem to do video replies on their podcast pretty well. They watch the video clips and they react to them. And I really wanted to see if I could do that. But my skills and either through my computer skills, hey Brandon, I'm just chatting myself. Was kind of on thing. So, running real fast. Yeah, my skills wasn't the best. But then I learned through MarioTube that you could share screens on Skype. Not share screens, but you could share sounds too. So I figured I could do that. I could do it now, but I need a topic. So my first attempt a few weeks ago was to do video reply, talking about different cartoons and stuff, but that kind of fell through because copyright issues. So I decided to go and do videos. I was going to review other YouTubers last 3 weeks, but with my stress over YouTube at the time and my working last week, didn't really happen. But some YouTubers in the chat, they're like, I don't like this new video format. Well, to them, I say, don't care. It's my channel, and it's my choice to make. Even if it's unpopular and fails miserably, I still want to try it out. Because it's all about trying new things, and it's all about trying new things and expanding your horizon. So maybe my project will fail, maybe it won't, but I'm still going to give it a try. And maybe watching cartoons was a bad idea and TV shows, but people do reviews of news clips all the time and other issues, and reply to other YouTubers, which I'm going to keep doing. Like I said, the reason I done this on my own is, again, talking skills and scripting skills, which I figured would be better doing it on the podcast, because more voices and less chance of dead air and more what's the word? Voices and stuff for trying to get it chat going. Hold on. I'm going to see if I can get Brandon on here. Yeah, this is why I decided to stop doing cartoons and focus on more on YouTubers, which most of them. Okay. Yeah. YouTubers, but they have no problem. They have no problem with me using their videos because they use other people's videos in their videos. So that would be copyright will be an issue, because the people I'm reviewing do that a lot, so they're not assholes. So they so they have no problem. Let me use their videos. Just, I guess the problem is finding the videos to reply to. So to those in chat who said, like I said, to those in chat who's on my last video who said they don't like that new format, I say to them, I don't care. Again, it's my channel. If you want to do your videos your way, have at it. I guess it's coming back to an issue with of doing what's. So I think I'll talk about more on the next podcast, of doing what's popular versus your preference. I mean, I'm pretty sure if I made videos of like Black Ops 3 or Grand Theft Auto videos, something like that, I would probably get a lot more viewers, probably most likely, because those are popular videos at the time, I think. But I don't like those. I don't like those games. I'm not a fan of them, and they're fun to watch sometimes. But and I have never been good at those types of games, even back in back in Doom days. So I had no interest in playing them. I said I prefer playing games and doing videos that I like doing. And so that's why I've always preferred platformers and RPGs to shooting games. Time limit, I don't know. Yeah, the problem with the podcast, it's really flexible. It's gone from 10 minutes to 3 hours sometimes. If we're mostly the last 3 hour podcast I was a part of, they really ended and kind of there's no really topic focused. It was chatting of stuff. So yeah, Brandon hasn't been the podcast lately because of his work. With my work doing night shifts now, it's hey MarioTube, just chat making I was making a episode. Hold on, see if I can invite you. Yeah, I get bored of that too occasionally, but hold on. Uh, uh, oh, and Mario, I'm making a video addressing the what happened in chat issues that some of the people had the podcast direction the podcast was going. So hold on, I can invite you. Yes, it is. It is the explanation thing I was talking about. I decided just to make a video about it, about the goals and future of the podcast. I sent you a Hangout invite if you can get it. I don't know if you can or not. Yeah, I like that idea, but yeah, it sucks on phones too after you send it. But me and MarioTube discuss that different background choices, but with his phone issues lately, and I haven't really been on the same time frame the last week or two. So we really couldn't get this. I mean, we figured out a simple background for the new podcast layout, but hasn't really evolved yet because one, I've been gone the last 2 weeks, during the thing. Last time because of work. Before that, because of the stress of trying to change the description of each podcast. Because for the last, I can see it on the email. Let's try to send it through email. We really couldn't get together and discuss how the layout would work now. Like with my absent too, I haven't got until I don't like I said MarioTube's been Mario's been missing. Quote game quote there. But yeah, there he goes. gmail.com. Okay, compose. Okay, let's try this again. I sent you one through your email. Oh, as you can see, I finally figured out how to. Oh, MarioTube, it says, you see, I finally figured out how to make my capture only part of the screen on OBS, which is also I'm doing OBS screen sharing here to show my abilities here. I found out all about the alt button. I watched some videos, and finally YouTube had some useful information. Yeah, that's a good idea too. Good idea, Brandon. It said just that would be something we had to plan out more and stuff. The podcast I mentioned earlier, not Talking that's my podcast, but with those lore had background music. I will. All right. Had background music, I guess, one to overlay if your radio in the background or phone calls and stuff. They did it pretty well at the time. I'm not sure how they did it. But they had background music to I don't know what that was for, but I guess to avoid copyright issues and stuff. Ah. Hey.
All right, so apparently, I guess you started this about an hour ago, which was probably when I kind of woke up. Could you fill me on what you've already talked about?
mainly about my history on YouTube.
Oh.
Since the topic, #me.
Oh, wait, we have a... Wait, is this supposed to be an actual podcast, or...?
Yeah, I'm doing a solo podcast talking about...
Oh.
Mainly talking about why the changes I've been trying to do lately on the podcast. Hence the video format I've been trying to set up.
Yeah. Yeah. You probably already watched the part of the podcast from last time where
I listened to it while I was at work.
The whole chaos happened.
Yeah.
Well, if you watch that part, then you should already know how there was complaints about how the layout that we've been using for the video thing is not good. It's too bland. How the podcast lasts way too long, and also there was a comment about Hawk, and with Hawk, well, I was telling Hawk about what Chloe said, and he decided that he doesn't really want to be in the podcasts anymore. That's pretty much what he told me, and that was by his choice. I tried telling him, it's not like this happens all the time, and it didn't really matter what I said. He just did not want to be on the podcast, and I was like, oh, all right then.
Yeah, that's up to him. It was a temporary fix. Try to get new fresh blood in here. Get some more voices, but really, he's kind of not to the degree of.
Oh yeah. Actually, before we continue, I want to say that anything I say from this point, Hawk, if you're even watching this, do not take it personally.
But yeah,
I'm not trying to be mean or anything.
Yeah, just to say, I don't say he's like Tobin, but his language. I only have a problem with strong language to a point on the podcast, because I don't know if you're cursing and things myself, but he's very sexual and stuff, I guess.
Yeah, that's kind of what Tobin does as well, to be honest. They're kind of similar in terms of their humor, I suppose. What's this? No offense, but
I can say the same thing about. I can say the same thing about Snick, kind of, but to a lesser degree.
Well, with me and Schnick, I'm kind of used to it because it's been like, I don't even remember, 2 years now that I've known him for. It's kind of a thing that I just know is going to happen. I'm already used to it, so I don't really give a crap about it.
I guess that's the problem with Skype issues, too, as mentioned earlier, that when people interrupt each other, the audio problems fluctuate on Skype.
Yeah, and that's because that's just how Skype is designed, which is stupid. I just don't really know why Skype prioritizes the loudest person. It's really dumb. But yeah, basically, someone last podcast said pretty much in a nutshell that Hawk was annoying as fuck, I believe was the keywords. And they didn't really specify how he was annoying, but my only guess is, like Brandon said, the interrupting, I guess, which again I'm already used to because of Schnick, so I don't really care too much.
Yeah, I did think the podcast 2 weeks ago, so I wasn't there, they go a little long.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 hours. Maybe 3 hours is too long. I mean, it was fine when we did the Kingdom Hearts podcast because we were pretty much on topic the whole time, and we had to what's the word? Finish our train of thought. But last week's podcast was all over the place. I think that's kind of more all over the place.
Yeah. To be fair, though, we weren't really told on what we should be aimed for exactly. So
Yep, because I really never had any
I just honestly, I just been treating it, you know, like
open-ended.
I guess like go for whatever happens, I suppose.
I mean, I'd like to do at least an hour because the short podcasts aren't very good in my opinion. But I also I figure if we're going off topic too long, you know, and just randomly chatting, you know, we can do that off screen more than we can on the podcast.
Well, what do you mean by off topic?
I don't know. I mean, randomness and everything is good, but if we're just talking, if we're just talking for the point of talking, and that's, I mean, just.
I kind of see what you're saying. Well, that's kind of interesting too, because, you know, for me at least, I can't speak for anybody else like Brandon or Schnick, but for me at least, it's kind of more helpful that way because, well, not a lot happens with my life. I mean, I don't really get to do a whole lot of things, so that kind of thing helps me talk about really whatever, pretty much. I mean, I can only think of so much for just being in here alone. What is that?
Nothing. That's.
Oh, your phone.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically, yeah. So not a lot happens with me, so I can't really talk about too much. Only of what might be going on. The phone situation has somewhat helped, but I can only talk about that so much. Because as of right now, I didn't really get any new updates other than what I didn't say last week. Or last episode, I guess. I mean, there's more to talk about, but I felt like I've been mentioning it too many times, so I kind of decided to just put it off and just not say anything because people have already heard enough of it. And I'm only speaking about that for the podcast. If it was just private talking, like a Skype call between us, then I would probably mention it more.
Oh, hey, Snick.
Yeah, in terms of going off topic, though, for me, it's pretty much whatever helps.
Sent you an invite.
And also for the interrupting thing, well, I can't speak for Hawk since he doesn't want to be in the podcast at all, so I guess he... Oh, is Schnicken? Oh, there he is.
The hell?
But yeah, I can't speak for Hawk since he's not going to be applicable to this since he's not wanting to be in the podcast at all. But in terms of people interrupting each other, I think we do a pretty good job at figuring out who should be priority.
There, I broke in.
Also nice. Can I break it?
Yeah, I meant to say break in.
I know.
I can just enter the surprise podcast episode uninterrupted.
I was here for like maybe 10 minutes. I haven't even been paying attention how long I've been in here for. But not long.
I actually discreetly watched this earlier when Vandalia was talking about his whole Let's Play scenario.
Yeah.
Like when he didn't have internet at his house initially.
Yeah, apparently, according to him, Vandalia's been talking about his history and I guess also what partly stuff with the podcast pertaining to what happened the last time.
Tuesday's drama.
I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't really call it too much drama other than off screen.
like I said, I don't know if people have a problem with Hulk directly. I mean that's the thing. But if they have a problem with the video format we're doing, I still want to try. I still want to try to do that because that's.
Well, the main argument. Well, the main argument that people were saying it was basically they watched the podcast in the background. That's what they loved about it most, is that they were able to, get into the live stream, listen to the podcast while doing other things. But because of the video format, now they can't listen in the background anymore. They have to be watching it. And this is what they said, by the way. Yeah. Everything is what they said. Yeah, they have to actually look at what's going on instead of being able to,
they don't really,
just do whatever.
They don't really have to look at it. I mean, I watch video reply podcasts all the time, not podcasts, reply videos all the time. Most of the time, it's when I'm walking to work and stuff. So this one's in my pocket, listening to it. I mean, sometimes I go back and watch the videos for video's sake, but mainly it's the audio I listen to for the replies.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Can I just respond to Brandon's comment real quick? He's asking, can I fix it? No, I can't fix it because the old Bob the Builder turned into a Silent Hill monster and was replaced by a creepy CG character.
What?
I'm referring to the reboot that everyone hates because they got rid of the stop motion animation.
I'll be right back. Yeah. I got to do some microphone fixing real fast. So you two talk about yourselves.
Okay.
Also, I'm hoping Brandon can see this. Probably not, but I got another game he bought me.
He can't see webcams.
Wah.
What is it, Oni?
Yeah, that's what I got. Here's a fun fact about this game, Mario.
What?
Well, you see Rockstar's logos on it on an anime game, but you know who developed this?
Who?
Bungie.
Huh.
Bungie made this before they made Halo. Bungie has a game on the PS2.
Wow.
Shortly after this came out, Microsoft bought Bungie, and they were a Microsoft company until Halo 3 came out.
Wow.
Well, now they're independent again. They ended up going to work for Microsoft one more time on Halo Reach, but then after that, they made Destiny, and that was a multi-platform game.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm going to bring my dish up.
Well, I guess I'll continue talking about podcast stuff. Let's see. I guess I'll save the video thing for when Vandalia comes back. What else? Oh, what? Oh. No, I have two Vandalias in this call. A Vandalia and a Vandalia.
Hey.
So what happened?
I was just opening YouTube. I was just switching my laptop for my camera, so I could have the chat still on screen. I'm using my personal YouTube channel.
Oh. Well, since you're back, I guess we could go immediately back to the video thing. So I guess that technically people don't have to look at the video specifically. I think that's more of a dependent thing, though.
Yeah.
But it seems like people most enjoy it when they don't have to look at it, and I guess I'm not really sure.
I guess also, it's still like it's right now it's still a work in progress. We're working out the bugs on it, so probably improve it throughout. It'll probably improve in time.
I guess, but at the same time too, I also feel like that things are a little bit more scripted per se. I'm not really sure how to say it exactly, but I guess the best way I can describe it is that whenever we do the video portions, it feels a lot more scripted compared to what we were doing before we started doing it.
Yeah, I guess that is true. I'm trying to get, like I said again, we're still working the bugs out. I'm trying to do more live reactions to the videos than scripted formats. That was my goal, at least, like
live reactions.
Like, we watch a video and react to it. Like.
Well, the problem with that though is that pretty much. Damn, this is. I don't know why it's so hard for me to get my words out about this.
Yeah, that's been the whole last hour by myself trying to get my words out.
I think the problem with doing the live reaction thing though is that it's just not. It's probably not what we should be doing in the first place because, like, I don't think that's what people want. Basically, I don't think people want live reactions with a podcast, and this also goes back to having to look at the actual video because if we're live reacting to some YouTuber that only you probably know, like Shoe on Head, for example, then other people are going to have to look because otherwise they won't exactly see what's going on, and it's just kind of And like I said, again, I don't think people exactly want that. That's what Charmix is kind of for, except those people suck.
What's Charmix?
A reactor.
Oh.
And plus, reaction videos that aren't really good, and it's just kind of it's kind of technically. I feel, well, at least for me, I feel like it's technically stealing content because, I mean, it's just like, what's the point of reacting and also making a video or a live stream about it? I just don't understand. And
hey, stealing content reminds me of another certain thing we witnessed about a year ago.
Anyways, that's one of the reasons I went to watching other YouTubers as opposed to doing cartoons, because one, the ones I was reviewing don't really care if you review their content because they're open to copyright sharing and stuff, I guess. Because with the cartoons, I was having issues with issues with copyright and stuff. But since they do it themselves, they're all about sharing their videos and stuff.
Oh, Vandale, can I butt in and say something similar?
Sure.
So, I actually had a series for a while called Let's Watch, which I've gone on and off considering resuming. Basically,
I've actually watched those. Schnick.
Yeah, I would react to like cringy videos, like some of the stuff from Phoenix Games. Once I did a movie, The Oogie Loves and the Big Balloon Adventure, and once I caved in and tried doing a Psycho Dad video. That one, in the first 4 videos, I didn't actually show what I was watching. Instead, I provided a link to where you could go watch it alongside my commentary. And the Psycho Dad one, I actually did cave in and use the original video, but I kind of regret doing that.
Even though it probably hasn't done anything to you specifically, but go on.
I mean, it hasn't done anything to the video's popularity, yes, but I think, I don't know if it was Grade A Under A or someone else who said this, but the thing about reaction videos is that typically they're just the original videos re-uploaded with some random guy watching them and not barely uttering a word throughout the video's duration. Well,
it's not really a reaction video. It's more of a watching video. Reaction. I mean, I like reaction videos because they're like.
Well,
Well, technically, they're still counted as reaction videos, though, because they attempt to make a quote-unquote reaction, but...
And then they don't react.
Yeah, so technically, it's just a reaction video regardless of how you spin it. And also, keep in mind that not every reaction video is like that. There are some that actually have a lot more than just a person sitting there, but...
I mean, I tried to make my sorry for butting in, but I actually made my reaction videos like that. Like during the Oogie Loves video, I kept expressing comments how the movie was torture, and then when they kept doing their stupid cheer, eventually it reminded me of Bulby's slap, 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 clap, clap, clap dance from Jimmy Neutron. I started doing it in place of the thing.
Yeah, now that you mention it, I don't think people I watched lately, like Shoe on Head and her boyfriend, are really reaction videos. They're more, I think they're more response videos. They respond to the video in their video. I think that's what,
who does that exactly?
Shoe on Head, like Shoe on Head, for example. That's how we respond to her videos. She I don't think they react. She more responds to them. They make a video, you know, and she pauses it, brings up a point, like the one video I was going to show. But she watches a video where this feminist girl tries to teach SJW things to toddlers. She's like, what? Through her teddy bear.
Yes, but see, the thing though is that what you're trying to do is everything it's live, while what Shoe on Head is doing is only a video. The difference here is that with a video, you have as much time as you want, pretty much, to plan everything out. You can even script things too. Like you can script out your words and just, you know, read them off or memorize them, whichever one you want to go with. And, you know, you can make it as good as you want or as ironically cringy as you want. But the thing with the live reactions, though, is that you can't really do that. I mean, you have to basically do it pretty much on the spot. And since we're doing this under a podcast type of thing, it just...
You should check out another podcast that somehow can do that very good. They're kind of a language thing. They're called the Drunken Peasants. They figure out how they can do that somehow. They can, but the difference here is that that's what their thing is. That's why people watch them, is for that. But for us, however, people come to watch us because you know, it's a podcast and they're able to listen to it in the background. And when we're changing it to this degree, they can't do what they came there for in the first place anymore. And I guess
that's why people have been disliking it or not liking it as much or watching it as much.
Actually, Mario, you mentioned something about a feminist trying to teach their beliefs to a toddler.
That's not me. That was Vandalia that mentioned that.
Oh, Vandalia, you mentioned that?
Yeah.
I could just see it right now. Don't take that teddy bear. It's a dirty, disgusting man. Take this Barbie doll instead.
Oh, God. Wait, what if you put a bow tie on? Or not a bow tie, the little ribbon thing on
Barbie doll too. It says that Barbie doll is that Barbie doll is an impression of woman's oppression.
Woman oppressionist.
Vote for Zarna Joshi, who will take down the patriarchy.
So yeah, pretty much people liked the podcast before we started the video thing because that's what they came there for, to, you know, be able to listen in on what we're talking about and do their own thing and, you know, just kind of have fun with it. But with the video idea, it kind of changes that a bit, and it makes it to the point where they have to look at the video, especially when we're doing the live reaction thing you mentioned. If we're doing that, then that's when people have to look at it, because otherwise they might not understand exactly what's going on or why we acted the way we did.
You bring up a good point there then. Let's make me think of something we talked about earlier. How maybe I think one time you talked about doing if we're doing the podcast for next Tuesday, that we would record something ahead of time and upload it that day. Remember that?
Yeah.
Oh.
I believe I did mention that. Yeah, for 4th of July.
Yeah, so we got
that was an idea in case nobody came, but
sure.
I don't know if we're still doing that or what. And also we have to plan a different. Well, maybe not. Well, yeah, it would have to be a different day actually, because we can't do it on a free Tuesday since there is no other free Tuesday. So we'd have to do it at another time or something.
Yeah.
So I don't even know if we're still going to do that or not.
It gets me thinking about our issue now. You bring up a good point. Sometimes video responses, are more of a scripted thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so maybe on Tuesdays we could do it what we're doing the podcast live thing. But I still want to try to do a video response thing with some people. That's the thing. But I said it's in the podcast. I am not good at script reacting and stuff. And
you're not good at script reacting?
Scripting out reactions.
Well, I mean, that was just me saying that people can do that since it's they're doing it as a video format, not as a live stream kind of thing. Yeah. That's why I mentioned scripting. Technically, you don't even have to script out your reactions if you're doing it in a video format. You can pretty much kind of do whatever, really.
Which is okay.
I just mentioned that to bring up a point.
But it's a good point out. Which brings me to my point. Maybe a normal podcast day we could do what we've been doing, but the only reason I invite you guys on to my reactions because for more voices and stuff. So maybe we could do the 4 of us or 3 of us could do a separate video podcast that we upload separately from the regular podcast of responding to videos. That's more I say scripted, but more separate from the other separate. That's not live reaction that we can edit together and stuff.
So, just have a video? Is that what you're saying? Or
yeah.
Okay, so we make a video for Tuesdays as well, where it's a response kind of thing.
Yeah, Tuesday's more of live stream, discussing news topics of the world and stuff and personal issues.
Yeah.
But like I said, the only reason I haven't done, even though I've been wanting to do it for a long time, is one, I'm not a good kind of thing by myself, which is why I don't do Let's Plays that much solo Let's Plays.
Yeah.
But if people don't like the live stream part of it, like you said, we're not that good at live reacting to video stuff. So maybe we can do that separately and work out the kinks. As review,
okay.
Do video reviews of news, do news video reviews, and review other YouTubers that are either funny or stupid. As we work out the kinks on the, maybe someday we can do live reactions to them when we get the kinks out.
Well, the problem with that is again free time constraints from everyone.
I know that's why I originally did it trying to do it live streaming, because we have limited times of what we're doing. We have limited times. And which also brings up a point. I was going to be on the next I was going to be on the next topic, next podcast, but we can talk about now. I mentioned it earlier in the podcast, doing what's popular versus doing what your preference.
I'm sorry, what? Could you repeat that?
Doing videos and Let's Plays and stuff, it's doing what's popular on YouTube versus doing what you enjoy doing and your preference of doing stuff. Which is more important?
Oh,
do you do like do you do stuff because it's popular? Or do you do stuff because you like doing it?
Like, is this a main topic for next week, or
what? Yeah, so more of a topic for a podcast topic I was doing, but we got to discuss it a little bit because apparently what we're doing isn't popular with the two. Actually, popular with the two people who mentioned it, but
well, I wouldn't say it's about popularity. I think it's more of just feedback in general, because the whole point of feedback and constructive criticism, you know what constructive criticism is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The whole point with feedback and constructive criticism is that they're meant to, in a way, guide the creator to help them get themselves in the right direction a little bit. And the reason why this is a thing is because our view as a creator compared to the viewer's point of view as a watcher are both different things. And a creator can, think that, oh, this might be good, but from a viewer standpoint, it might be, the same, neutral, or the opposite of what the creator thinks. And constructive criticism and feedback, well, I don't know why I'm mentioning both when they're kind of the same thing, but feedback, I'll just refer it as feedback. But feedback kind of allows the creator to see what potential problems could be there. While you don't have to agree with feedback all the time, typically, as long as common sense is involved in what you're reading and the viewer's common thing, I lost train of thought. As long as common sense between the viewer and the creator are both there, then feedback can actually help the creator.
That's true.
And the reason why you don't have to agree with all feedback is because there's some feedback that aren't exactly helpful, or they're just things that the viewer just doesn't like, even though what you're doing, it's kind of the better than what the person is suggesting.
Yeah, what's that? Sorry to interrupt you.
What's that?
Sorry to interrupt you, but yeah, my point is kind of trying to find a balance between what the viewer wants to watch and what you like doing. Because if sometimes I've seen this before, where if you're just doing what the viewer wants you to do, sometimes you might just doing what the viewer wants you to play and stuff. Then sometimes you're not having any fun anymore. You're just doing stuff to be popular, and I guess fine for some people. But if I'm not enjoying what I'm doing, then I don't like doing it.
Yeah, and that's where you have to decide: do I want to agree with this feedback, or do I want to disagree with this and not listen? That's where the creator has to decide what they want to do, because, like I said, you don't have to agree with everything. I mean, you do have free reign, but feedback is there to help creators, push them a little bit in the right direction. Yeah. So then, it's more enjoyable for the viewer as well. And it's supposed to be good for both ends, not just the viewers. And so, yes, I do agree that there needs to be a balance because, I mean, you don't want to listen to what pure feedback and just do whatever the viewers say all the time. I completely agree with that, but you just gotta kind of listen to what some people say sometimes and think, maybe this could be a good option, or maybe not. It really depends case by case, but it's supposed to help both ends, to be honest. And that's kind of the great thing with viewers and the comments or chat, is that it allows them to, let their thoughts flow within the creators. And also, Also-
Newsflash! YouTube is disabling comments because people can't stop saying mean things to each other.
Shut up, Schnick.
This is the
They
reason
got
I
rid of
start,
video responses. They got rid of annotations. Who's to say they won't get rid of comments?
so this is one of the reasons I started doing chat on the screen. I want to do because
Even though the viewers complain, we still should take income of their criticisms.
probably
Example, the only criticism I have is that the new layout, although experimental, we still need to fix the layout too.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like I said,
Make it look more professional, like the old layout had that eye candy.
I guess, like I said, the problem I agree with is this is, even though I still want to try the video thing, this is still experimental. We're still getting the bugs out. I'm pretty sure once we get the bugs out and I'm more active on the channel, I haven't been the last 2 weeks because of issues, but this is still a work in progress, people. Not you guys. You guys know this. Sometimes growing pain. This is more of a growing pain thing. Maybe this will work. Maybe this will work out in the future. Maybe it won't. Maybe this video thing will be total failure, and we'll figure that out and we'll drop it. But right now, we're trying new things. We're experimenting. We're evolving.
Yeah.
Like I said, maybe it'll work. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it'll be better. Maybe later on we'll figure out. Screw this. Let's go back to normal format. But until
I mean, my main complaints with videos is mainly just it feels more scripted when we do them, and what we've been doing before was, I guess, a bit more fun. I'm not saying that doing the podcasts are now completely boring or anything, but actually, yeah. There was a comment on that last podcast that was bringing up kind of, well, I don't know about a point, but well, I don't know. Well, basically the whole comment was if you asked your friends, they would probably say they would be bored of being in the podcast. And I actually went ahead and asked Brandon, Schnick, and Hawk, and the majority of the answers were, yeah, it is a tad bit boring with the videos, and I think it's mainly because it just feels way more scripted compared to what we were doing, where it was just kind of, we talked about pretty much whatever and had fun with it. I don't think that videos are a complete necessity. I don't even know how videos would work out on the podcast, to be completely honest with you. But at least how I see it, it's not going so well.
Yeah, well, this is why I'm thinking about.
I mean, I'm not telling you exactly what to do, but that's just what I think. You can pretty much take it how it is. I can work with whatever, but that's just my.
Yeah, we can still do that things. That was just.
Yeah.
The video part was like we still do. The video part was supposed to be a segment of the podcast, not the entire podcast. It's supposed to be one segment, one topic. That's my original plan.
If it's a segment, then we don't really have that totally clear, because I didn't even know that was supposed to be a segment thing until you just said. In fact, we didn't really have segments at all before, so
like a segment, it's more like topic. One topic would be like the Chicken Man, communists, chickens. Another one would be like
Chicken Man,
like watching a video, like to that. Another segment would be like Snick's babysitter. Like the segments are topics we talk about. That not really more segment, but topics. We focus on a topic and talk about it. Either watch the video or not watch the video. That was more of a. Like I said, this is still experimental.
Yeah.
Hang on. We were trying to do that story thing in the aftermath of those comments on Tuesday. I was telling stories of how I was a useless failure in elementary school, making all these stupid decisions. Not actually in school, but still. like outside of school with family members and friends and all that.
Yeah, and your shitty RPG.
Yeah, like you see, you basically I delved more into the mind of the idiot who made that.
Schnickster in the flesh.
But like I said, maybe, because I still want to do, even though, but I do agree with you at one point, maybe live reactions at this time isn't the best for videos, but I still would like, I still want to try to do it on my channel, but maybe, like I said, maybe live reactions isn't the best. Maybe we could do it on a separate issue, more research and stuff, videos, instead of live podcasts. Because maybe that's be doing that. It wasn't the best idea. But
Brandon said, I just missed our crazy, wacky stories like Chicken Man. Segments would have to be 30 minutes, especially since we should limit the time of the podcast. A good time is 1 hour and 30 minutes, at least for me, when I'm not fucking tired as shit from work. I personally think it should just be an hour period, but
yeah, I think
2 hours at most.
Yeah, I think like I said, the problem with the last podcast that was 3 hours is I think
the babysitter story was buried in that 4-hour podcast.
Yeah, two of the podcasts that were long time, like the finale episode of last season and the Canadian Parts one I don't mind them being long because we stayed on topic the whole time. It was about a certain topic. We had to finish it. Last week's podcast is more about just, I mean, randomness is good and all. We were just totally over the place, and we, like I said, like I mentioned, Mario, we were talking for the sake of talking, and sometimes that's not good for a podcast. That's good for just a conversation.
Yeah.
I think if we're staying on topic and stuff, I guess. It doesn't matter how long the podcast is, as long as we're entertaining people. But when we're just doing talking things.
Yeah, I think examples of talking for the sake of talking would be like when someone would ask something about a game or whatever. I mean, I can't really bring good examples, but I think you get the gist.
Yeah. But like I said, even though the one Kingdom Hearts podcast was 2 hours, 3 hours long, we were still on a topic.
Yeah.
So, any final thoughts before we wrap this up? Because
Schneck?
None really.
Hey, Brandon.
Other than I do want to do crazy storytelling.
Yeah, we still do that. Brandon, you're still in chat. You have any final thoughts about all this?
Well, as for me, basically, I'm just gonna recoup what I've been saying and what I pretty much think in general of what we should do. So podcast should be a minimum of an hour, and I think I do agree with the max of 2 hours. We would have to cut it off by 2 hours and have to finish the thought, I guess. The video thing should perhaps be a different video, so then people can choose whether they want to go to the podcast that doesn't have the video part and the podcast, or well, the other section that does have the video portions in it, and just keep those two maybe separated, and the podcast without the video stuff, just kind of do what we were doing.
I agree with that.
So basically leaving the experimental stuff as like a different video or live stream entirely.
Excuse me.
What else is there? I have more.
Sorry.
I'm trying to think. I had it in my head. What the hell?
Mario, you have another topic right here.
Oh God, baby's kisses. Except people can't even see him. Nobody can see your dog. I apologize for that, but so yeah, keeping it minimum of hour, 2 hours max. keeping the experimental stuff separated. Ah, shit. I think I had more, but I can't remember. If I said anything else other than what I just mentioned, then that's basically what I was probably thinking.
All right. Weird. Yeah, I don't know why the videos aren't showing up. It's been Hangouts. It's all weird now.
Final thoughts. Stories is a needed part of the podcast. Video reactions should be segments or separate video, and time should be limited. And finally, if we go off topic, to just talk for... Wait, what? And time... We should try to get back on topic if we go off. Okay. Yeah, that pretty much sums up what I wanted to say. For the most part. I still think it would probably be better if it was just separated from what we were doing before.
I think I agree with that too.
And not segments. So like and the main point of why I mentioned that is so then people can choose what they want to do.
Yeah, I won't be here because I got to go to work in a few hours. So,
all right,
I'll be
and see you, Brendan.
Right. Anyways, too bad there's no videos right now. I guess because Hangout's stuck right now. I guess that's why I do it on Skype. But anyways, thank y'all for your feedback. We will work out the issues of this. Maybe do separate videos. Maybe this video thing will be separate. Episode of the podcast. We can do more, not react stuff more. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Next Tuesday, if we do the podcast, I don't know if we're doing the podcast next Tuesday live or we do a video thing because it's 4th of July. Anyways, happy Independence Day, everybody. If we're not there, and as always, thanks for watching and enjoy the randomness. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.